Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're looking at the sequel to the 2014 animated movie, The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Now this movie goes in a different direction by having multiple stories told at once. The main plot follows Max as he tries to protect his new human kid from danger, but ends stressing out over everything.
Yeah, he's like, I guess an overprotective parent in here, and he's always constantly worried that the kid is going to get hurt in some way, shape, or form. He needs to constantly be watched 24/7, and he gets so stressed out. He's scratching. He's got nervous tick and needs a cone and crap. And the vet's the vet in this movie is the crazy house for animals, because all the animals had issues beyond belief.
Right. Now, for me, although I did enjoy this movie, what made it stand out in the original movie was lost in this one. I mean, the first one was memorable from beginning to end. I can remember just about everything that happened. Everything was fun and witty, playfully done. And in this one, as you said, there were a lot of stories going on. And that element the first movie had was totally missing from here.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there were a lot of guest appearances, but I think the movie, the directors and producers spent so much time trying to get more famous voices to come in and create new characters that smaller iconoclast they had in the first one that made it wonderful was gone.
Yeah, I agree, because as you know, Louis C.K. was replaced by Patton Oswalt to replace Max due to things that happened. So it looks like they were trying to compensate for that by having even more celebrities come in and do that, which didn't make a lot of sense because Patton Oswalt is a big star, but maybe they want even more star power because of the previous actor was probably a little bigger or something, maybe depending on who casted. So they had Harrison Ford,
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, and Nick Kroll, and Sean Gambroni, and Bobby Monahan. Yeah,
and Dana Carvey. Yeah, and yes, there were more names, but again, what made it a standout movie originally was missing from here.
Right.
Now, that being said, it was a box office success as far as money making. $80 million to produce, grossed over $429 million at the box office.
Right.
And I think part of that probably was because a lot of people were expecting to see what made the first movie great in this one.
Right.
Because it was the same for us. We were like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be, introspective and showing behind the scenes again, and we just thought there would be more and more crazy mishaps, just new characters, and you got to see their lives when the owners are gone, but that just was not what this movie was about.
Right, because you never saw most of these people's owners if they were in the city. And then the one they did have for Harrison Ford's character, Rooster, he lived on a farm. He was a sheepdog. There wasn't too much you could figure out from there. He did exactly what he would do when humans were around. So there wasn't even some sort of twist to him. He was pretty serious, mannered, stern character. So there was nothing really, zany like you have with the rest of the cast. Everyone in the cast is pretty zany and crazy and goofy, whether reflecting their owners or just because they got really nervous tics or something. He was, I guess, supposed to be the straight man or straight dog of the movie, which was fine.
Right.
But you still want to see, what did he do in private or in secret that the humans couldn't see? Because it seemed like he did nothing more than exactly what his job would be. So that was a missed opportunity.
Right, and also the addition of them was fine. Tiffany Haddish was hilarious as usual, and there was some great writing in terms of the lines and the witty repartee. That was great. But again, and I don't want to just keep saying
that spark.
Yes, that spark was missing from this movie.
Right.
And if I had to choose, I would say my favorite was the first one.
Right.
Absolutely.
So they kind of almost had it, but whatever they did in the first movie that was just spectacular just wasn't here. It was a good movie, but it wasn't on the same level as the first one. So something
and it wasn't
was missing.
because Louis C.K. wasn't there. That was not it. It was just written very differently. It had a different feel. The arcs were different. And the purpose was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could have taken that first movie's,
I guess, the formula?
Yes, and applied it to this one. Absolutely. Should have been applied again. You still would have had different stories to tell. And not so many different stories.
Yeah, I think they were trying to put too much in one movie. Mm-hmm. And I know they probably were excited to put all these ideas and animate them, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But maybe you could have turned some of them into shorts like they did with a few of them. Because a few of them were shorts and they were great ideas, which you could see they wouldn't fit into the main story, so they just had them be mini movies. And they could have done them as maybe done 2, maybe 3 top stories, and then the rest be mini movies or deleted scenes like what you didn't get to see in the movie and what didn't make the cut.
Now, it seems like, unfortunately, Rotten Tomatoes seems to agree. On Rotten Tomatoes, it says that they got an approval rating of 59%, and the critics' consensus says that The Secret Life of Pets 2 doesn't teach its animated stars any new narrative tricks, but for fans of the original, this funny, energetic sequel should still satisfy.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Yes, it was funny. Yes, we enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything...
it wasn't that spectacular, fun, great time, never wanting it to end feel that the first movie had, and it was exciting. And plus, it only had one plot. Right. One story only. This could probably balance 1 or 2 plots, not 5. It was way too much going at once.
It was almost like they were saying, well, for this movie, since you've seen that they go around and do this stuff in secret, we're just going to get to the movie. But you still wanted to see that element.
Right.
You still wanted to see the humans leave and they disappear and see what they all did behind the scenes in one day.
Right.
And then the owners come back home. The same formula should have been adhered to, and maybe not so many stories. The addition of the new characters was fine, but it was just not that, like you said, that spark and that formula that made it wonderfully different from anything you'd ever seen. Just wasn't a part of this movie. And
if they're going to have the new characters, then you could have had shown what they do when the humans aren't around.
Absolutely.
I thought that's where it was going to go.
Yeah, me too.
And it didn't. Now, I do want to mention for the marketing, they did kind of advertise very heavily Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, along with a lot of the new celebrities in here.
Yes.
When it was sort of misleading because their characters were not the huge impact as they were making it out to be. Mm-hmm. And as well as when they did the mini movies, they have written in that Snowball was a superhero, which is going off the superhero craze that's been going on for a few years thanks to Marvel and DC and My Hero Academia. The Snowball is Captain Snowball, and they even have a mini movie called Super Gidget, which actually was a brilliant little movie, and having the villain be a little flea that controlled the dogs wherever they were on. So that was actually a brilliant idea.
That would have been great to put into the actual movie.
Yeah, let it be an actual superhero movie. Yes. I think that element actually would have worked, even though it was pets, and it would have been part of that
had been the arc, and then still again, the humans leave, and then you see they're battling this flea, and to prevent his domination.
Yeah.
And then they succeed and win, all of them, including the new characters, and then the movie ended again with the owners coming home and being none the wiser. That would have been fantastic.
Right, because it's a reveal, it's a dream sequence, but that actually would have been a great thing to have for real. Like, how did this flea get superpowers, and then Captain Snowball really is a superhero and stuff. That would have been something great, like keep it from taking over all the pets in the city or something.
That would have been great.
And,
no, take over the world. It's always prevent them from taking over the world.
Right.
It has to be the world.
Right. So, that's what we kind of suggest that they would have done for this movie. Because like we said, we enjoyed it, just it wasn't the same caliber as the first movie. But I will say, it was funny seeing Gidget, go even further into her weird little fantasies when she imagined she was married to Max and they were acting like little humans.
Right. So if they do decide to make a Secret Life of Pets 3, hopefully they'll go back to the formula of the first one, and they can get higher critical praise, and again, not have so many stories, have a specific art, and let these same people that were in 2 return, absolutely, but just have one arc for the whole movie, and have that element of mystery in it from the first one, where the humans just don't have a clue as to what really goes on behind closed doors and they leave, because that is what made that first movie absolutely brilliant.
Right. So, if you have seen the movie, let us know what you thought of it in the comments. Do you prefer this one over the original? You prefer the original, or do you actually like both?
Right. If you really prefer this one over the first one, let us know what about it made it stand out for you and became your favorite, and give us another view to see.
Right. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Masculine Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace, and watch your pets.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the form of a locket.